What is the spiritual meaning of cars in dreams?
That wasn't a line from a movie. That was reality for Princess Diana.
Think about it. August 31st, 1997. A black Mercedes hurtling through a Paris tunnel. She wasn't driving. Someone else had the wheel. Someone else chose that speed. Someone else picked that route. And that car, that machine of steel and speed and someone else's will, became the final word in her story.
But really, her whole life was like that, wasn't it? She spent her entire public life inside vehicles she did not control, chased by cameras, delivered by protocol to events she had to attend. Her life was a passenger's life, always smiling from a rear window, waving from a motorcade, sitting in the backseat of the royal machine.
Let's be perfectly clear. This isn't a metaphor. It's biography. And it is the single most brutal, most direct illustration of what a car means when it shows up in your dream. Your psyche doesn't waste time with subtle hints here. When you dream of a car, your unconscious is holding up a mirror to your face and demanding you look at it, right now.
So I'll ask you, who is driving the car in your dream? Are you in the passenger seat again? Where is this car even going? And did you choose that destination? Or is the whole thing just completely out of control? See, this matters because the car in your dream is what the psychologist Carl Jung called the ego's vehicle. It's not just a car. It is the literal symbol of how your self, your very essence, moves through the world. It's your agency, your direction. It's your will, your power, and your control. Or the complete and terrifying lack of it. Diana's story is a warning. It shows us the real-world cost of never grabbing the wheel. She was brilliant, intuitive, probably more emotionally intelligent than the entire system she married into. But she stayed in the passenger seat of a life someone else had designed for her. You can bet her dreams, if she'd only known how to listen to them, would have been screaming. And your dreams are screaming too. The question is, are you listening? Make no mistake, the car dream is one of the most urgent symbols your unconscious will ever throw at you. This isn't some soft, poetic message. This is emergency signaling. It's a flashing red light, an alarm bell from the deepest part of you, telling you something is critically wrong with how you're navigating your life. And for women, this symbol hits with a particular force. We have been, historically, put in the back seat of institutions, of marriages, of our own ambitions. This dream is your soul's flat-out refusal to accept that anymore. Because it all boils down to one simple, terrifying truth. The vehicle in your dream is your life. So what now? Your mandate, your only mandate, is this. Get in the front seat and take the damn wheel. Or you can understand, with absolute, chilling clarity, what happens when you don't.
Part 2. Okay, let's get right into it. Your dreams about cars, they aren't random. Not at all. They are specific, mechanical, and frankly, impossible to ignore messages from the deepest part of who you are.
You need to read them like your life depends on it, because you know what? It does. Your unconscious doesn't just send you a car. No way. It sends you a specific car, in a specific condition, doing a very specific thing. Every single detail is a direct dispatch from your soul, so you need to listen closely.
All right, so let's start with the first category of these warnings. These are the dreams where you are fundamentally losing control over the direction of your own life.
Okay, look at these 3 distinct types of powerlessness. You need to find yourself here. Are you in the back seat? Maybe no one is even driving. That's pure abdication. Or are the brakes totally shot? You're moving, all right, but you have absolutely no ability to stop. Or maybe you're driving blind, just heading straight into fog or darkness. You've got the wheel, sure, but you have zero vision.
Just think about that for a second. This dream is your soul pulling the emergency brake. It's screaming at you that the pace of your life, your career, a relationship, whatever it is, it's out of your hands because you refuse to stop it yourself. So what have you been refusing to feel? What have you been refusing to end? Your psyche is telling you to hit the brakes right now.
So here's the crucial point. You have to identify which of these describes your waking life right this second. Are you letting something else, a job, a belief, another person, run your life? Are you caught in a momentum you just can't stop? Or are you just grinding away with no vision at all? You have to be honest.
Let's move on, because this builds. This isn't just about losing your grip.
This is about who has the keys in the first place. This is about your agency, your identity, and who is really, truly in control.
You see, these scenarios are about a kind of theft of the self. If someone else is driving and you feel that terror in your gut, your unconscious is telling you that you've given your power away. If your car gets stolen, well, something has taken your very persona, your ability to move through the world on your own terms. And driving the wrong way, that one presents a really critical choice.
And this just perfectly illustrates the razor's edge you're on. Is everyone else wrong and you're the courageous one, the rebel standing for your truth? Or are you just being stubborn, ignoring all the obvious signs that you are on the absolute wrong path? Only you know the answer to that, and your dream is forcing you to decide.
So ask yourself right now, has your sense of self been taken from you by a relationship, a trauma, a system that demanded you be smaller? Or did you just willingly, maybe without even realizing it, hand over the keys and let somebody else drive your life?
Okay, now we get to the most dramatic, the most high-stakes dreams. These are not just warnings anymore. They are symbols of massive, life-altering shifts. This is where things get really intense.
I mean, look at the stakes here. A car accident is about two forces in your life on a collision course. Maybe your ambition and your health, or a relationship and your freedom. An old, broken-down car? That means the way you've been living, your old identity, it's done. It can't take you any further. A fast, powerful car is pure potential. Your power is available, but are you using it? And driving off a cliff, well, that is total transformation.
This is so critical to understand. The car crash in your dream isn't telling the future. It is showing you what is already happening. It is an X-ray of a collision already in motion in your waking life. Your job is to identify those two forces and mediate them before the impact becomes devastatingly real. And the most terrifying dream might actually be the most hopeful. Driving off a cliff or plunging into water isn't about death. It's about initiation. It means the old ego, the old you, has to completely dissolve so that something truer can be born. The question isn't how to avoid the fall. It's whether you'll fight it, or if you'll trust the transformation.
So, where does all this leave you? Do you feel that friction of a coming collision? The utter exhaustion of an engine that's just run its course? Or that terrifying, exhilarating feeling of standing at the edge of a great cliff, ready for a new life to actually begin?
So, you've analyzed the dream, you have the raw data straight from your soul, the diagnosis is in. Now you have to act. You can't just sit on this information, you have to treat it.
Here's the protocol. It's simple and it is absolutely non-negotiable. Step 1, write it down. Every single detail you can remember. Step 2, mirror it. What in your life right now feels exactly like that dream? Don't soften it. Match it with blunt honesty. And step 3, decide. Make a conscious, deliberate choice about what you are going to do.
Because here's the bottom line. This isn't just a dream. It's a dress rehearsal. Your unconscious has shown you the script. The final act? Well, that's up to you. So climb into the driver's seat, grab the wheel, and drive.
You've been having the car dreams. You've looked up the interpretations. You know what they might mean, but that's not the part that actually matters. This is part 3. And this is where we move beyond just thinking about it. Dreams with this much weight aren't just for analysis. They are a direct call to action, and that action starts right now.
So, you have the information. The question is, what are you going to do with it? This is all about application, real, immediate steps you can take today to make sure this powerful insight doesn't just evaporate.
Let's be real. Information without action is just noise. What is the point of knowing your psyche is screaming at you if you're just going to turn up the radio and ignore it? Understanding the dream is completely useless without applying it to your actual life, immediately.
First up, for the woman who needs to write things down to make sense of them. Listen, we are not doing gentle, reflective journaling here. Think of this as an urgent diagnostic tool.
Do this tonight, not tomorrow, tonight, on paper. This isn't therapy, this is emergency triage. You write down the dream, every detail. Then, right next to it, you write down the real-life situation it's mirroring. This forces your conscious mind to finally admit what your unconscious has been shouting about for weeks. Be brutal. No one is reading this but you.
Okay, next. This is for the high achiever, the one who feels like a passenger in her own life, even though from the outside, it looks like you've got it all under control. This audit is for you.
It's called the wheel audit. Draw a steering wheel. Inside it, list every single area of your life that you truly control. Outside the wheel, list the areas where someone else has their hands. Your job, your relationship, your schedule.
Now, here's the work. Look at what's outside. Pick one thing, just one, and identify the single smallest action you can take this week to start pulling it back into your circle. You're not going to reclaim your whole life overnight, but you can take back the wheel in one key area by Friday.
For the woman whose life is moving way too fast, who keeps dreaming of total break failure, this is your immediate assignment.
Make 2 columns. On one side, every commitment you have that you said yes to because you actually wanted to. On the other side, everything you said yes to because you were afraid of saying no. Now look at that second column. Those are your cut break lines. The dream isn't a metaphor, it's a warning. This week, you have to say no to one of them. I promise you, the discomfort of that refusal is nothing compared to the crash your dream is predicting.
So what if you're in the driver's seat, but you can't see the road ahead? If your dreams are full of fog or a cracked windshield, that is a massive sign that your inner guidance system, your intuition, is being suppressed. It is time to fix that.
This is not a luxury. For someone who can't see the road, this is survival equipment. The prescription? 15 minutes of total unstructured silence. Every single morning for 30 days. No phone, no music, no podcasts, no input. Look, at first, it's going to feel deeply uncomfortable. Good. Lean into it. That's the sound of the grime being scraped off your windshield, letting you finally hear where you're actually supposed to be going.
Now for the woman who feels like she's lost herself, lost in a relationship, a role, a job. If your car was stolen in your dream, your psyche is screaming that a core part of your identity has been taken. It is time for a shadow retrieval, a deliberate mission to reclaim the lost parts of yourself.
I want you to write down who you were before you were diminished. What did you love? What made you feel absolutely fearless? Now pick one thing from that list and you do it this week. This is not a hobby. It's not self-care. This is an act of reclamation. You are taking back what was stolen from you.
Let's talk to the woman whose dreams are dramatic, driving off a cliff, plunging into water. If this is you, you are standing on a threshold. You are on the edge of a massive change.
And I need you to hear this. You are not losing your mind. You are losing an old self. Your unconscious speaks in symbols, so you must reply in symbols. Write a letter to your old self. Thank her for everything, and then release her. Burn the letter, bury it. Do something physical to mark the fact that you are consciously and deliberately crossing this threshold.
And finally, for the woman whose dream was exhilarating, driving a fast, powerful car with total skill and control. This isn't a warning. This is a green light. Your dream is telling you it's time for a speed calibration check, a moment to align your real life with your massive, untapped potential.
Stop waiting for permission. That exhilaration you felt in the dream, that was your own power introducing itself to you. The window between that signal and taking action is incredibly narrow. Write down your most audacious goal. Identify one concrete step, and you take that step in the next 48 hours. Move now while that energy is live.
So, let's bring all of this home with one final, crucial point.
Think about it. Someone like Princess Diana had immense intuition, but she had absolutely no framework for how to act on it. Her psyche was screaming, but she didn't have the tools to respond. You are not in that position. You have the framework now. You have the interpretations, and more importantly, you have the application.
The difference is action. The car in your dream is not a puzzle to be solved. It is a vehicle, and right now it is idling. The key is in the ignition. Get in, take the wheel, drive.